Well, hello there, welcome to the show. Now, today we are going back to Warhammer. This is Games Workshop Warhammer, the original Warhammer, and, well, actually, it's the new Warhammer. It's getting very confusing. What's happened is they've gone back to the Warhammer in a different age, and they're back to the old square bases. And the old miniatures. Now, I've just made really good friends with somebody who has just commissioned me to practically paint his whole army. So what I'm going to do is, as I'm painting his army, I will show you little hints and tips on what I've learnt on this little adventure. Now, today I'm going to show you how to add your miniatures to the bases when the bases don't fit. Now, prime example is, this is one of the first miniatures I've got to paint for my new friend, and it's the Kingdom of Britonia, and it's the Green Knight. Now, I've already glued the horse together, and I've used some Velcro. This is the plastic putty. I've used some Velcro to seal up all the gaps. Beautiful sculpt as always, but of course you get the horse base and you get this. It's like it's like Games Workshop have decided to give us the puzzle of, let's try and get a square box into a round circle. As you can see, there's no way you're going to fit your horse in the slots that come with the actual base. Now, of course, if you are well skilled with a craft knife, you can actually cut through, but what's going to happen is, if you use the craft knife and cut through, you're going to weaken the base, and the structure of the base will break and crack. So what's best to do is this. I actually buy the super light air drying clay from Hobbycraft. It's just a very cheap air drying clay. So what we're going to do is we're going to use that today, and I'm going to show you how I do the bases for miniatures that need that extra support. Because what we can do, we can just stick the actual metal into the air drying clay. So let's go and do that now. Now, this clay, once you've opened the packet, you will need to, once you've finished with the clay, reseal the package into an airtight container, and it will last for a very, very long time. So you just take out what you use, reseal it, just like I do with my air drying clay. But this is a very light air drying clay, meaning it's not heavy, and it dries in the air. You don't need any ovens to cook this. This is a very nice medium to use. Okay, so I will get about and we'll make a start on the base. Okay, so this is the air drying clay. It's in black, and it's quite a very soft, pliable, very easy to use. It breaks off nice and easily, like so. It's like plasticine, and it's very, very simple. All we're doing is we're adding this to the base. Let me get the camera into a better position. There we go, that's better. And what we're going to do is we're going to just go across the base like so, and add this nice layer. Now what we're doing is we're just making an imprint of what we're going to do. Now what you need to do is make it thick enough so these two pegs will go into the clay, and of course you can add more and take away to this clay. Very simple. And also you can do the same with mini pots, green stuff world mini pot as well, and epoxy resin. But I just find this is a nice simple way to do it. And what we do, we just push this in for the imprint. So it goes right down like so. And that's all we do for that. So that's like the imprint for our miniature, just there. Take it back out. So what we got there, we got the base. That's where our little miniature is going to go in. Once this is hardened, we can just stick the miniature in then and glue it together. So all I do now is I start giving some texture, and we'll let this dry. So we're just going to use a little craft knife, and we're going to start adding texture to the actual base. I'm just adding like little grassy effects here by adding little pinpricks with the wooden tool, and we just work our way around Just a little bit here and there. Just to give a little bit of texture to the base. Now remember, once this is all dried and sealed, we'll be painting over it, we'll be adding sand and flocking and all sorts of things. So it's not going to be permanently like this. There'll be a sand going all around the edge for this tiny little base. And once again, we'll just double check our miniature. So by putting the miniature into the clay, just hold it there, give it a little wiggle, and then take it back out. Now this air drying clay can take quite a few days to permanently dry. So what we do now is we just wait, and then we can come back and we can carry on with our base. Okay, just to finish off the base, what I've done, I've added some PVA glue and some sand, and this is all solid now. So all we need, I've made a start on the Green Knight, and I can finish off painting the underside of the horse. And once I've finished the horse and I'm happy, I can then just plonk the horse into the base like so, and I can glue him in permanently into this fixture. And what we have now is a nice perfect base for our miniature. Very simple and easy to do. So I hope you enjoyed this. What I'll do is I'll finish the miniature now and show you the completed Green Knight. Okay, so here we are with the finished Green Knight, looking absolutely greeny. Now, absolutely beautiful miniature, and of course this is the metal, old school metal. Is absolutely beautiful, and that base is all finished. That base will not part with the horse now. It's a nice solid base. And of course I've added the banners. The banners are paper banners. You just cut them out from the actual sheet. So you get a few different types in the box. But I've stuck these ones on here. Now what you need to do with the paper banners, very simple. Just use a sharp crafting knife or a good pair of scissors. Cut out the banner, fold it in half, use some PVA glue, and then stick it onto the actual pole. Now to make it so you don't see all the lines, just use some black acrylic and go and edge all around the tops of the banner, and that way it looks more realistic. And then just to finish it off, once the PVA glue is dried, because you use PVA glue to stick the paper together, it's just use a pencil trick where you wrap a pencil around the paper and then take it away, and it gives it this nice little in the wind look, so the banner looks like it's flowing nicely in the wind. So there we are. This is the Green Knight. I hope you enjoyed the video on the base. I thought it was important to show you how I do these bases, and it's a simple way to fix all your metal bases. If you're struggling with the slaughter bases, this is a great trick to actually make your bases look even better than they were, and make sure that those metal miniatures are not going to fall away from your bases. So until next time.